All right.
Yo,
Welcome, everybody, to this amazing live with the agency and all these amazing partners that are part of the agency. My name is Jordan. I'm the CEO of Riff, Chief Executive Opener of Riffs. And we've got Ryan, we've got Kong, we've got Michael, we got Spike, Rex, uh, Kaida. I hope I'm saying it right. And then Duh with the PSX team as well, and Spikes with PSX. But we're going to have an amazing conversation today about one-upping your assets, as that is the theme tomorrow on Base with Coinbase. And so, Ryan, go ahead and take it away and tell us a little bit more about the agency, the inspiration behind this, and then we'll go into some of these some more introductions.
sure, man. And just speaking of upping your assets and all the other great things that Coinbase is doing for the Coinbase One Member Week, it's like actually a really good segue to just talk about everything that we've been inspired to do and that we are doing at the agency. And it really is just like giving more of these opportunities and upgrades and better values and better inventions in general that are fueling the new economy of the new internet. And that's really what the Coinbase One Member Week is, trying to promote all these different opportunities to kind of upgrade, your assets or your trading or, whatever kind of things are getting upgraded from the old economy to the new economy. So really the agency is just a collective of founders and projects and, cultures and movements and, all of the organizations that are involved to bring Ethereum and bring the culture of crypto to the world and to really smooth over the roadblocks and the bumpy trails for the rest of the world to get into this new economy that we're building together. So it really is just like a connecting force and just a driving force of good and just connecting people together to build.
Yeah, it's really incredible. All the different things that we can do with this technology, and especially when it comes to the interconnections and the fusing, and how now on chain we can make it so that you can combine, you can reinforce value across many different projects, and that we can all support each other. It's a PVE. It's a lot more PVE than it's PvP, and PVE always wins. Always. I've always been a big fan of like gaming, MMORPGs. I wasn't big into the PvP side. I like doing the raids. I like doing, the different the mobs and, grinding and everything like that with like my guild and my friends. And so, that's very much the type of vibe that we're creating here at the agency. But let's definitely get in some introductions more so. So let's start with Kong with the Creator DAO. Kong, go ahead and give us a little bit of introduction about who you are. I mean, you've done insane amounts of things when it comes to the creator industry, YouTube, all that. But yeah, people would love to hear more about the way you see one-upping of assets, and also how Creator DAO is plugging into all those different channels to make that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for having me. My name's Kong. I've been the YouTube space since 2011, created a bunch of viral channels with over 1 billion views and 4 million subscribers now across all the different channels. And so I'm very, very, I got really good at creating viral videos. And so since then, went through Y Combinator in 2016 to create a incubator to teach people essentially how to create viral videos. By the way, you can get that course for free on our platform right now by holding the creator token. But yeah, went through YC, got venture funding, did the startup route, and then eventually, partnered up with Michael to start Creator DAO. And so with Creator DAO, we invest in creators and create the creator economy. So this is on-chain and off-chain. We've invested in some YouTube channels. We've have had a really big push on Zora and invested in Creator Coin. And now we're on our way to investing in up the creator economy. So the whole goal here is to have vertical integration of all of the creators and the tools that creators can use, so that they can all kind of work together and push each other to higher peaks.
That's incredible, man. And I mean, we're so grateful to have you be a part of this ecosystem, being on chain, building with creators, building a whole new creative industry on chain, because this is where we can make that true middle class. This is something that Ryan and I have talked about, many of the different people that are up here, and so it's a very powerful thing. And I think that we're just really kind of like at the inception of these types of ideas, and how it's going to completely transform the way we look at value, the way we look at engagement, entertainment, media, all of those different aspects. And so it's amazing. And thank you for being here. The next guest that we'll get an introduction from is Michael with District. And District is one of the most incredible curated launch pads on Base right now, and already has amazing projects that have launched off it, Creator DAO being one of those. And so, Michael, please give us an introduction to District, and also about your role in one-upping assets on Base and across the whole entire on-chain ecosystem.
Yeah, thanks, Jordan, for the introduction. But yeah, we're a new launchpad on Base. We've launched stuff like MetaList, Creator DAO, Nemesis, and I think we're becoming pretty much clearly the #1 launchpad for ICMs right now on Base. Did millions in volume already, only though it's been a month of launch, we're already top 5. One of the things I look at it, I love what you said about PvE, is when you're building something, you have to be less extractive. It's not like, hey, can you jump from one meme token to another? It's like every one of these are building something new. And I think I'm super grateful to have Kong on, because you could actually see it in Creator DAO in a very fast amount of time. They launched Creator C. I check it all the time because I'm always curious about Zora volumes and stuff. So it's cool to see, like, when you get builders in, they're increasing the pie. Like, it's not like, okay, you still have this, again, with a lot of meme token launch platforms, one meme takes off, everybody jumps ship to the next meme, to the next meme. But when you're building, you get stuff like this. It's super collaborative. And I think I give Ryan a lot of credit for putting this group together, because he knows a lot of people there. But that's the exact example where he's not being like, okay, if my token does well, everybody else has to do poorly because I got to extract value. Instead, he's like, hey, how can I uplift as many projects as possible? And there's some pretty exciting ones. I see Titanium Finance here, super interesting what they're doing. So I think there's a lot of excitement around, like, when you build, you're really just trying to create value. And I think Base by far has the largest group of builders on board. And I look what you guys are doing, right? That's building towards something, especially rolled assets. Again, just maybe to speak to the macro a little bit, and the Uniswap's proposal today, like, they're finally going on chain with their fees. Like, that was unprecedented. And now they're able to do that, which is like a huge signal of where the regulatory environment is going towards.
Yeah, it's insane the amount of different laws that are changing, and the regulatory framework that is opening up to make it so that we could literally create entire worlds with digital assets. And whether those are financial, meaning, culture, creative, all those different aspects of how we can, almost make them like Lego pieces that can then, be built on top of, right? And so it's a really, really exciting time, and amazing what you guys are doing over there at District. I mean, it's just, I can't wait to see all the other, projects that you're working with and launching. And I've heard some, I mean, I don't know. I'll just say there's a particular cat on Base that is doing some big things. I know that they're a part of the agency as well. The Miggles team, love those guys, and so it would have been awesome to have them be here. But I'm sure they're just busy with all the different things they're doing on the ICM front as well. But thank you so much, Michael. All right, so we'll actually kind of segue into Titanium Finance. I personally haven't met you guys yet. I've heard great things about you. And so, and Michael, is just talking about you, right? So, yeah, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about Titanium Finance and how you guys are one-upping assets, on base.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Josh, the co-founder of Titanium Finance. Titanium Finance is essentially, the way it's built is that it's supposed to be kind of the one-stop shop for retail investors. We're a regulated hedge fund in the BVI, so we kind of have that extra regulatory structure. And the way we've set it up is we've sort of got a few different options. It's sort of that investors can contact a member of our team and kind of have their risk profile assessed and have their needs assessed and go through it that way, sort of like a bespoke kind of investment service. Or there's just the instant deposit and earn, which I think also a lot of people love. It's just no rebalancing of your portfolio, no looping, none of that really like difficult DeFi mechanisms that you have to learn and get really into. It's just more of a layer on top of all of that. So yeah, that's basically, there is a lot more to it, but that's basically like a really high level overview of it. Yeah.
So basically what you're doing is you're making it just as easy and simple as possible to get into DeFi. Is that a correct assessment? Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is incredible. We need so many more projects that are like that or leading that charge, because the way that I see it is that on-chain rails and everything that we're building here, especially when it comes to, the way that labor markets are changing with AI and robotics, the way that, the way that you're going to actually work. I think that on-chain is actually going to become like a haven. It's going to become like a safe haven for many people around the world. And so, being able to make it just as simple as possible, I mean, that's exactly what we need to do, so that, it takes the guesswork out of it. I was actually looking at an AI project with the captain with AOIB earlier today on live stream, and they have like this AI terminal that can see all these different analytics and see all the, different, it can extrapolate basically. Oh, just a second. I think that our music thing is doing like some weird thing. All right, there we go. Yeah. So it was doing some white noise, but basically, bringing as many tools as we possibly can so that you'll be able to easily engage with on-chain, right? Easily engage with on-chain, and it's abstracted in many different ways. Like, I really think that, Zora does this really well as well, right? Like, making it so that every post is a token. You can earn fees off of that. The wallet is automatically created on Privy. Like, there's many aspects to that, which is awesome. So I'm looking forward to learning more about what you're doing over there at Titanium Finance, and thank you for being here. All right. Yeah. So the next, you're welcome, man. So the next, partner here is with Rex Tracer, with Buster and Driven Labo. They are doing incredible things when it comes to car culture, bringing collectible cars on chain. They're actually one of our big partners with Rift. So, we work very closely with the team there. And so it's awesome to have you guys here. Please tell us a little bit more about the amazing opportunities that you're bringing to collectible cars, unlocking that liquidity, and then also all the other, aspects of how you're one-upping assets.
Yeah, thanks for having me. First of all, I'm Rex, the founder of Driven Labo, and yeah, we're bringing car culture on chain. And car culture touches so many different aspects, from the individual who, like, is, works on their cars, to, has their dream car on their wall as a, poster, and is working towards it. It's media, it's content, it's community and events. So we're building an ecosystem that will tap into all of those aspects of car culture and bring them onto base, bring them on chain. And our flagship product that we're working on rolling out right now is our RWA offerings. So we are doing fractional ownership of ultra rare investment grade collector cars. So RWA is a really big narrative. Oftentimes it's, real estate property or something a little more abstract, like, like bonds or treasuries or something. In our case, we are taking the like upper echelon of collector cars and making them fractionally ownable. So you can be part of a close-knit community of people who co-own the car, and you're not just getting access to the price appreciation of that asset, but you're also getting kind of a seat at the table to manage the car, experience the car, come to our facility and take it out on track days, and then also, managing different monetization opportunities for the car. So they will generate revenue through a variety of things, such as content, products, merchandise, IP. And so these assets are kind of multi-level in that you'll have exposure to the underlying asset, but also revenue that car generates. And the first car that we're tokenizing is Paul Walker's personal Ferrari 360 Modena. So kind of fitting, because our mascot of our ecosystem token, Buster, is inspired by Paul Walker's character from the Fast and Furious. So we're tapping into that pop culture element of car culture. And so it was perfect fit that we managed to get that car, given our inspiration behind, kind of what we're doing here. And then from there, we're expanding to offering any automotive enthusiast who maybe has a big following on TikTok or Instagram, or maybe they're an amateur racer trying to build their career, to tokenize their car or tokenize their events or their race team, and generate revenue to then be able to fuel their passion. There's a number of other things we have in the works, which I would take another 20 minutes to explain, so I won't do that to you guys, but that's kind of the gist of what we're doing and how we're bringing car culture on chain.
Oh man, every time I hear you speak, man, I just get so excited about what your project is bringing. I don't think there's anyone that's quite pioneering car culture the way that you are, and then also the massive amount of liquidity that's just sitting there, in garages all around the world, and that can be fully activated in ways that these owners had no idea existed, right? And so that's just going to be really, really powerful, what you're bringing there to one-upping, those particular assets, those RWA assets that, are very relatable. Every one of us has a car, right? Or drives a car, or, or has I was a big fan of like Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, back in the day. I'm 39. So like that was, the time where I had my own Rice Rocket, right? I had a Honda Civic SI with like
Nice.
all the different decals, and I'd race people all the time, on the street in Portland there, so yeah, good times.
Yeah, it's definitely a niche, but there's millions of car lovers around the world, and as you said, a lot of locked up liquidity waiting to find its way on chain.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, awesome to have you here, bro. And then last but not least, actually, Ryan, I know that Spike and Duh are with PSX. I don't know who Kaida is with. So maybe.
Yo, I got it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I got you.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Keita is with the
Keita,
Fracton Ventures. Yeah, no, yeah, he's
Okay,
he's
okay.
with Fracton,
Okay.
and they're our incubator that we just signed up with at the beginning of October, and they are an EVM kind
Okay.
of incubator. Yeah, and they have a lot of experience. Yeah, so I'd love for Keita if you could please introduce yourself and hey, how you doing, man? So great
Hi.
to have you on.
Hi. Yeah, nice to meet you. As Kagi shared earlier, I came from Fracton Ventures. Fracton Venture is the Ethereum incubator based in Japan, and we basically organize an incubation program for Ethereum builders on a 3 month basis. And right now, we are running a cohort of 5, and there we selected the Kagi's team. I mean the creators as one of the cohort members there, and we are supporting them. We are starting to supporting them on a multiple wise. I mean the marketing side and the fundraising side, something like that. Yeah. So yeah, definitely, I'm happy to be here, and yeah. And also, I'm very happy to hear some mentioning about Japan, right? Yeah, so that's much about it. Yeah.
I'm 1/8 Japanese. So 1/8.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. So my
Cool.
my family's from Hiroshima. Yeah.
All
So
right.
yeah, way back when, way
Uh-huh.
back when. So like just
Uh-huh.
have a little bit of Filipino and Japanese. That's my Asian side. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, glad to hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's awesome to
Nice,
have you,
nice.
and yeah, I definitely want to learn more about what you offer
Yeah.
to builders, because having those incubators,
Mm-hmm.
having those launch pads, having those different ways to access capital,
Mm-hmm.
access
Yeah.
different networks, like that's extremely important. And Japan is actually one
Mm-hmm.
of the main places that is doing stable coins and RWAs and yeah, I mean, there's
Yeah, exactly.
potential that Rift will actually be working with Japan, pretty soon here. So, yeah, there's a lot
Uh-huh.
of cool activations we
Yeah.
can do.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for kind of words. Yeah, even though we don't, stick with one specific region. I mean, it's not only for Japan. We are open to, any Ethereum builders, mainly across Asia. But we've
Yeah,
selected the Kagi. Yeah, obviously Kagi is not in Asia, but we've selected them because they are good team. Yeah, that's it. So. Yeah, I'm happy to, support, especially for, Ethereum network, because we are very specialized in Ethereum fields. Yeah, so yeah, that's much about it. Thank you.
Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you very much.
Arigato.
yeah,
Thank you very much.
yes, arigato.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
all
arigato.
right, awesome. And then we've got PSX, we've got the PSX team here, and
Yes,
I'm
sir.
telling you, the PSX team, these guys are some of the most hardcore grinders and workers, and I mean innovators. Wow, I love this team so much. So
Thank you, Jordan.
yeah, you're very welcome. So yeah, so tell us a little bit about PSX, how the integrations with the
Yeah,
agency, like how that piece is there, and then a little bit more about what you guys are working on. And I know that
yeah.
you can chime in. Obviously, Spike, you can talk more about it too as well.
Yeah. I guess I'll just kick it off here. So, hey guys, I'm a part of PSX. I'm a co-founder, and so basically, PSX here, we're essentially a creative house focused on world building, storytelling, and bringing on-chain projects to life. We originally started out as purely a meme coin on Base, and after our initial run-up, the market shifted. It shifted from the speculation, pure speculation, meme coin market, to a bit deeper where flywheels had to become an effect and it had to loop back into the actual token itself. So around that point, that's when we sort of put our heads down and we started building a little bit of a different process. And we realized that the content team and the systems and all of the methods that we've been using to sort of launch this project, PSX, and previous projects, could be used to actually serve other teams. So we went ahead and we launched our B2B division inside of PSX. And that is a full, basically turnkey solution dedicated to helping out other projects and founders to execute at the same creative and like operational level we've been at. But gradually, while trying to execute out that strategy, we naturally aligned with Ryan here over at the Crate team. And basically, they were building over the other part of that ecosystem. And everything sort of ended up aligning perfectly, where it just made sense to essentially merge and combine to fully satisfy all of the clients that we've both been working for on our B2B sides. And so that's how that sort of came aligned. And now PSX and Crate are basically a part of the agency and joining the ICM network to help create this one unified ecosystem.
Outstanding. And I mean, you know, it's it makes perfect sense. You know, I've been working with Ryan since like January, no, actually December of last year. So, you know,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so you know, I knew you guys would hit it off like easily, right? But it's just so cool, like how you guys, you know, have like you know, fully embraced working together as teams, and you know, all your different talents and abilities. Just incredible, absolutely incredible. Spike, did you want to add anything else?
I mean, all I could think of is like, by the way, good evening and good morning to everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Like, seriously. But I guess the only thing missing, dude, is I would probably say the why behind the project. No, for real. Like, at first it was a meme coin, but like with PSX at first, it was like 4 different co-founders and we all had 4 different whys, and we just somehow ended up together. So like, Stuff is like, if you haven't met him, you need to meet him. He's awesome. But like, he's a man of the people. Like, all he cares about is the community and people first, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, he had a different mindset. We all had different mindsets, but we had like one thing in common, is like why. And I think our why is essentially like enabling culture, but letting people actually come first before anything else. And it kind of goes into like what you said earlier about the whole PvE concept, where like, hey, like, instead of rotating and extracting each other, why can't we just support each other in the first place? And then Stuff, I believe, met Ryan over at On-Chain Summit in San Fran a few months back, and they hit it off like nothing else. And then like, we slowly started working together more and more. And then it was like, dude, like, Ryan thinks just like us, dude. And like, him and Tancho are dope. So then one thing led to another. Here we are now. Now we have the agency. So yeah, it's actually been a lot of fun, but a lot of work.
Yeah, it couldn't have been more of an organic relationship.
It's like Tinder on base. You just swipe right and it works out. And now you have 2.
Yeah. Honestly, I couldn't be happier to be in a working relationship with you guys and swipe right.
All the way, yeah. No, that. You know, one other thing that I want you to cover just really quickly, Spike, too, is about please stop existing.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, because that's deep. That's deep. And guess what? Like, we got our introductions. We did our introductions in like about almost 30 minutes, which is pretty good, you know, considering all of us are building incredible things. So, because we're going to get into that deeper conversation of why one-up assets, you know, and what this all means and how we're all working together, and you know, the different ways that you know, we support each other, and a little bit, you know, and then even, yeah, those deeper whys, because the deeper why, I mean, is what really drives us as well. And I know that's what drives Ryan, and I'm sure that's what drives Kong and Rex and, you know, everybody that's up here, because we're all on that same vibrational channel, right?
Well said, dude. So like, before anything else, like, you have to have a why. Whether your current project, you don't have one, you need to have it. And if you're just thinking of having a project, you better have it. Because if you have a why would anyone be interested? Like, that's just how it works, right? We want to do it. Here's why. You're fixing a problem statement. Hence light papers, white papers, yada, yada, yada. But going back to the PSX itself, so Jay and Stuff, I believe, were the 2 that came up with the original name for the project. And then over time, because like, they were just tired of what society norms were like telling us and what we can't do and what we shouldn't do. And then I ironically met the team later when they were getting ready to launch. And then that's when I was like, dude, like Jay, Dub, and stuff, like they're homies. So like we end up becoming friends. They asked me to be co-founder, yada yada yada, and then we expanded on our narrative and the why. So like the long story short is like, how do I say this in the nicest, most platonic way possible? Life sometimes is not the most fair. And instead of the 1% having what they want and what they get, as cyclical as it has been the past 180 years, here's our chance to actually do something about it and actually empower and enable people to do what they want to do and who they want to be while participating in the space. So that is the why. Like, for example, like here in America, right? I can't speak for the rest of the world. I haven't lived in the rest of the world. That's not fair for me to make that assessment. But you're told go to school till you're 18, go to college, go to your student loans, go get married, go have kids, get a mortgage till you're 65, retire, call it the end. That's not how life's supposed to be. So that being said, though, it became more of like, why not do something about it? And once you realize that, right? Here's the fun part. You realize like I need to please stop existing and be like the best version of myself and attain to strive to be something more than just that, to unlock your true potential as a human being, let alone participate and meet and grow and learn with each other. So that's the day one to here we are at now. And then now it's the agency itself to where it's like, dude, like I'm super happy to be working with Ryan and Tanju now. So I hope that gives a fair enough explanation to where now we're asking ourselves, what products, what services, what can we do to empower and enable anyone in the space to actually be who they want to be while having their best chance of success versus the way things were before. So yeah.
Oh man, mic drop, just like that. Yeah, I mean, isn't that like the greatest opportunity that we have on chain right now? Like the greatest opportunity is to transform the way that economies work, the way that we create, the way we co-create, the way that we monetize that, the way that, you know, we don't just have to, you know, punch a clock or, you know, well, it's not punching a clock anymore, right? Like you're obviously you like badging in or what have you, 9 to 5. You know, I met so many people in my life that they just go through the motions, right? They don't get to like truly live. They don't get to truly create. They don't get to truly, you know, live out their dreams and their visions. And the honest truth is that everybody can do that. Everyone totally can do that, you know? And so, so I think it's really powerful and amazing that that's, you know, kind of like the branding, the presence, the storytelling, you know, the drive, the why of what PSX is doing, the why of the agency, the why of all of us collectively here working together to make the space a better place, to make the world a better place, and give more opportunities to more people and let them dream, let them have a vision, let them, you know, achieve those goals and show them how to do it, right? Show them how to do it, educate and show them how to do it. Because, you know, I mean, I got in this space. So I was running one of the top multi-faith groups in the world in 2020 called Worldwide Unified. And it was amazing. It was beautiful. And we were doing all kinds of nonprofit fundraisers and all this stuff. But then what I realized is that we had to find a way to like track transparency. We had to find a way to know where this funds are going and even to measure impact. And that's what kind of led me to blockchain, like looking at blockchain technology for that to transform the nonprofit industry. Because you have 3 billion people that live off of less than $2 a day. And guess what? On-chain rails can completely change that whole aspect in every way, right? Like
Correct.
And so oh, just a sec, Kita's unfortunately dropped again, but yeah, so you know, it's just really incredible, you know, what we can do here and how we can get away from, you know, the 400 years, because I mean, you said 180, but really it's like 400 years of traditional finance that has like kept the people in bondage, right?
Yeah.
So,
No, dude, I've got like I'm so fired up right now on what you're saying because like this is really what we're the core of what we're doing at the agency and the base creators is just getting out into neighborhoods with the support structure to actually roll out these amazing upgrades to the economy to the local people who really just have never heard of it before because like so many people just don't know what blockchain is in the first place at all. And to have like just somebody local, like some kind of a local chapter based organization that businesses and the creators and founders and entrepreneurs and builders, like small businesses, like workers, people can join to be part of like a membership organization that really just like embodies the values of the Ethereum culture and open source culture and is just ready to connect and ready to build and ready to provide the resources and education there in your local town, like that you can just walk in. And if there isn't one nearby, you can just start one by finding 5 friends and just getting together with the support structures that we provide and to enable people to just start their own chapter very easily and then, provide more economic activity and growth for the members of your town or your university or your city. And that's really what it's about.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's what gets me. That's what gets me up in the morning, right? Is thinking about like how do we at the local level, at the the town level, the city level, the state level. How do we impact those economies? How do we make more people, be able to follow their dreams? Very much like please to just stop existing, right? Just existing, and so, man, I mean,
Yeah, right out of university, man. Like the youth of tomorrow will be learning about blockchain, and like we're really getting right into the schools and just like people who are in any industry vertical that you're studying, like if you're in art, music, if you're in computer science, if you're a lawyer, if you're a doctor, if you're getting into, management, governance, like whatever industry, whatever career path you have, there is some kind of upgrade. There is some kind of benefit. There is some kind of better way to upgrade it. And that's really what like the Coinbase One Member Week is really all about, is just trying to show people a little taste of what this like new economy can be. Like we're just upgrading a few things right now. We're just showing you a few upgrades, and we're also just kind of talking about this giant network of global founders that are just working together to make a better internet. And when you combine that together with just the local support access of, you can just walk in and just have that support as a local business owner who knows nothing about this yet. I think that's just the final bit of the pie that's just been missing this whole time, and just becoming a cultural movement to come and create on base and like stop just existing and to create something with your life and like to have meaning with your life, that everyone is born to have a calling and to have like something that they would love to do with their life. And we're finally getting to a point, you guys, where like as society, as people, like we really can just build it. We really can just do what we want to do as people, and to find our team and to find the people that we vibe the most with, and to just live our lives and work and play and have a great time and build a better society than what we've currently had.
Exactly. It's like we're breaking away the chains. We're breaking away these, systems that, kind of just keep you a cog in the wheel. And, we're making it so that you have every possible opportunity to do anything, literally anything. And so that is, that's a big part of the new economy that we're trying to build, that we're all trying to build together right now. And anyone that wants to jump in, by the way, Kong, Michael, Rex, Titanium Finance, anyone that wants to jump in on this conversation, let's definitely jump in on it. I guess one question that's, because I mean, there's a saying, like the why that makes you cry, right? Like so like thinking about like what's your ultimate why, right? So like maybe that's the question that we pose right now. Like, what's the ultimate why, and then how does that correlate with like the theme of one-upping your assets? So let me add to stream. Okay, there we go. So Kong, let's hear from you on this.
Yeah, I mean, I've you know, my why that makes me cry, I guess. That's a catchy little phrase. My why is to just help creators because I've been there before, right? So when I was in 2011, when I first started making YouTube videos, I didn't know anything about the content world. I didn't know anything about entrepreneurship, business, hiring people, management, like raises, one-on-ones, like just all the stuff that is very, very easy and straightforward right now. I've been there, and so I know what it takes to become a really great builder and creator, but it's, you know, there's not enough resources out there to help people. So that's kind of what we want to help provide. Is obviously capital is a large part of it, but the other side of it is like operational help, marketing help, stuff like that as well. I'll give you a really great example actually. So about 2 years ago, we started working with these guys, Sam and Colby. They have at that time, they have 15 million subscribers now, but at that time they had, I think, 10 million subscribers or something like that, maybe 9. And they were making a great living off of YouTube. But they were like, yeah, internally our processes just suck. We don't know what we're doing. I was like, okay, so how do you talk to your team? And they were actually using iMessage to talk to everybody. And everyone was using iMessage on this team of like 5-6 people, and then working with some contractors too. And I was like, well, what if you hire somebody that doesn't have an iPhone? And their answer was literally like, we can't do that. They have to have an iPhone. There's one really crazy example of like this really successful channel that was making money, but like they didn't know how to use Slack. They didn't know how to set up internal processes. You know, they were doing like payments manually through like QuickBooks or something like that. So there's a lot of small things that might be obvious to the seasoned entrepreneur or, you know, even operator or builder, but to these new creators, it's not obvious. And you know, that's what we're here to help with.
Yeah, that is I think I mean, I think that's a very valid why that makes you cry, because I mean, you know, yeah, it's very emotionally tied to the whole process and the journey that you've gone through as being a creator and then becoming a successful creator. And then, you know, you're thinking about like all these different people out there that have the potential to be an amazing creator, but you're going to be you're helping to provide a lot of those resources. And oh, by the way, we have Per Labs that is in the house.
Yo, Miggles, what's up, guys? What's up, Per Labs?
Go.
Solid.
Who is it on the Per Labs account? Is it Gil or Force?
What up, guys? It's actually both of us. We're
Oh, nice.
What's up, guys?
yo. We're actually just out eating right now, getting some work done, and saw this pop up, so we jumped on.
Hey, outstanding. We've been having an incredible conversation about the agency, everything that we're doing around the creator economy, how we're transforming, you know, the way that economies work right on chain, and you know, the new, basically all the new financial opportunities, all the new opportunities that you know are coming with all the different projects that are working together here, and really our theme is kind of like, you know, the one up your assets. And so we did hint a little bit at some things that Miggles might be doing, but not too much at all, really. So we would love to hear kind of a little bit more about you know, how you guys are one-upping assets, you know, working with RWAs, working with incredible IPs, and you know, kind of like the vision that you see for the future, and how Per Labs and Miggles is all plugged into that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've kind of under the Miggles umbrella, we've been working and connecting with a lot of IPs and brands, you know, across kind of the East and West, really focusing a lot on Japan. We have some major activations happening there. as well as in the US, bringing IPs on chain is really important. Kind of feeds into obviously the mission and what Jesse's been pushing, because ultimately we bring legit creators on and build actual use cases and help build up those brands by using on-chain tools. Like, it doesn't really matter what's under the hood. It's just creating a good user experience and extending those IPs to new audiences using new technology, and really just building a more robust ecosystem for, what is becoming this massive ICM, internet capital market ecosystem. So just, super excited. We have a lot of kind of announcements coming up soon. Going to be working with a lot of folks on this stream, and excited for kind of like what's coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, it's really incredible. I mean, I'm sure that the most of the people that are on this live right now, like we know quite a bit of what you guys are working on, and so it's absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, Miggles and Per Labs is one to watch, and all the different moves that you guys are making, the different doors that you're getting into, and then like, we absolutely love how PvE minded the team is as well. Like, finding every possible way to integrate, to level up, to one up, and to use all the different partners within the agency and everybody here. So it's just really amazing, guys. And by the way, what are you guys eating?
We're eating some souvla, which is an awesome Greek kind of chain in the Bay Area here.
Oh, okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so glad to have you guys on board the ICM, and just like, I've been following Miggles ever since last year, when like before you guys even were able to acquire it from the Coinbase IP, right? Like when it was like just announced at On-Chain Summer, and like people were just like being asked, like, take this meme that like Coinbase officially has made and like do something with it. Like, it's the first ever official Coinbase meme, you guys do something with it. And like what you guys have done with it and what you guys have like taken it to is just so awesome. Like it's kind of like an exploration of IP in the space, and like we're really excited as the agency to be just like providing more opportunities for products, brands, IPs, partnerships, games, movies, books, all these different creators that are launching out of like universities, cities, countries, regions all around the world, that we're helping to connect into this global network of opportunities. Like, it's just so amazing to think like the official Coinbase cat like is this something that like we just have as an option for these students to be like, hey guys, like if you want to, like we can connect you with the team that manages like the official Coinbase cat team IP, and you can make something with them. And like or like we have this product like around the world that wants to partner up with Miggles, or we have this game that wants to use Miggles, and like there's so many opportunities for IPs in this space. And like I really see Miggles as like one of this like experimentation IPs that you guys have just been going around seeing what you can do with it, and just like now that you've got so much experience and learning, like the next phase is here. Like, and it's really interesting to see what we're all going to be doing together.
Yeah, really, really well said, and really appreciated. And yeah, like when we first connected many months ago, after we've been kind of already, building around the Miggles IP, and we locked down the license directly from Coinbase, and we're like kicking off our creator fund, which is dictated by Coinbase, as basically 30% of our revenue flows into this creator fund, which is ultimately we can manage it as we think we should. And I think there's a lot of opportunity to have that feed kind of like the whole ICM model, where there is this content, this endless content flywheel that you can use with revenue and with fees. And all of this is just opening up now, which is super exciting. And also just really funny that like all of us have been kind of like working together in different capacities, and then for all of that to kind of come together randomly with like District, and just the universe is just a funny place, really.
We've been saying that on our side so many times, and like people come through to our Discord randomly, just like from the blue, and we're just like, wait, you were meant to be here because like you're building something that plugs in perfectly to all of this. Like, and they're like, yeah, I kind of felt called here. I don't know why. Everyone is just being brought together for something, it feels like, and it's because the world needs this. The world's been asking for a new economy. There's so many problems that are being solved by crypto, and we're finally getting to the point where the rails have been like mostly laid down, and like the visionaries are seeing the way to put it together. Like, you know, there's a lot of visionaries on this call, and I think everyone who's here kind of like sees the big picture of where this is going, and we invite everyone who's listening to definitely be following everyone on the stream and just like pay attention to what's being posted and what the things that we're talking about, because really like these are things that are just like right around the corner.
Yeah, they really are, and it's funny because like even yesterday I was just randomly driving, and there was like a TED radio hour that was talking about the new creator economy and how you know, people are trying to solve it from different angles, but basically like giving creators the ability to monetize their work, but beyond that, giving creators the ability to build up equity within their own work instead of the standard models now where, you know, think about a musician who basically gets signed onto a record label. It's like they lose all rights to their music essentially, where, you know, it kind of takes away the incentive to actually build that up besides just for the fame. But now there's actually groundwork being placed, not just from like a DAO perspective, because DAOs are a very powerful way for, you know, creators and artists to come together, but like even from like a government level. On this TED radio hour, there was the guy who created Kickstarter, who since then he's already stepped away from Kickstarter, but he's actually pushing for a new type of corporation called A Corps out of Colorado, which basically it's an interesting model where it's laying the groundwork from a government level for basically IP and for work to be for people to basically have shares of that stuff instead of giving out full rights to that. So, you know, just everything is turning into a very PvE type of world where we are able to kind of work together to build value around each other's work, and basically get the benefit of that all together instead of just like one person making money and then, you know, giving a little bit of money to the person who actually created it. So, you know, the power is going back into the creator's hands, and we're seeing that all kind of happen in real time.
Yeah, we're seeing it a lot happen with if you look at AI startups, a lot of them are choosing to launch a token as a way to monetize instead of the more traditional VC route. Like you'll see someone bootstrap an AI startup and tokenize and be able to get the funding to build what they want. That's like a good example of how crypto is allowing everyone to build themselves instead of relying on these pre-established rails, basically.
Yeah, I definitely echo, you know, those same sentiments. And, you know, when it comes to like Riff, for instance, if, you know, for those of you watching that don't know what Riff does, like we look at every possible way that we can connect those assets and then compound that value. And so, you know, making it literally like you could take you know, several different tokens, like even all the tokens of all the partners here could be in a hybrid NFT index that is, you know, representing different types of multimedia assets. You can do like full activations on chain by, you know, even combining you know, different like RWA, you know, sets. And so the amount of experimentation that you can do around IP, around brand building, especially if you have a token, where a lot of the time in the past with you know, the primary asset of a token, you would have to create different liquidity events if you were doing different NFTs or different types of things, right? So with this, you actually use your token as the primary building asset, and then you can build on top of it, or you can build a world inside of it or outside of it. So there's many powerful tools that are coming for creators with like the tokenize everything movement, because it's inevitable, right? Everything's going to be tokenized. And then that next step is, how do you compose it? How do you craft with it? How do you interconnect it? How do you connect multiple groups of assets and then drive value to that and new revenue channels? And so I think that something that Ryan definitely was really talking about, which is very powerful, especially around Miggles and the brand, is that you guys have literally found like every possible way that you can build the brand IP, and every intersection of how that works, and then also exploring all the other further elements when it comes to the on-chain rails. And so it's just really exciting, the things that you guys are bringing to the table, and then of course you're sharing that with everyone else. So you're building out the templates, you're building out the education, you're building out all the pieces to activate all those other IPs and communities to use those tools and go through the process of that experimentation and be able to find what works best for them as well. And so and Ryan is just coming back into the stream here, so I'm going to make sure that we move him back here.
Guys,
GM.
I gotta jump, but it was really great to chat with everybody, and you guys are all building really, really cool stuff. So I'll catch you on the next one, though.
We can't wait to build more of you, Kong.
Yeah, definitely, Kong. It's been an honor to have you, bro, and have an amazing rest of your night, man.
Thank you, and you all as well.
Thank you.
Have a good one, man.
I gotta jump too, but this is Ryan. Thank you so much for playing, and Jordan. It's so cool to get everybody together. And you just see how collaborative the base ecosystem is, and I love that. It's cool. And Gil, I hope you enjoy Subla. That's usually where I go too. So amazing.
Yeah, Michael, thank you for inspiring all of this, man. Can't wait to build more with you.
Thanks.
Amen, brother. Take care. All right. Well, I guess we could get back into kind of some of the conversations that we were having around like the why, right? The why that makes you cry. I know that PSX definitely shared some of that. Rex, what about for you, man?
Well, I guess there's like multiple facets to that why, kind of starting from my selfish why to sort of my big picture why. Personally, I just wanted to really do something that it aligns with all my passions, that being cars and crypto. I've been into cars since I could remember, and I've been into crypto since 2013, full time since 2019. And just knew this is where I wanted to sort of lay down my roots, is building something that ties into both of these passions and build a lifestyle around it. So I'm personally driven, pun intended, by just creating a lifestyle that I am excited to experience every single day. Kind of like you were saying before, the thing that gets you out of bed, that's mine. But from a bigger picture, we really want to, I guess, introduce the world to blockchain, to crypto, and the opportunities that it unlocks, for lack of a better term. And I can't necessarily go out and tell the entire world, but I can focus on a niche community of people that aren't natively into blockchain and show them all of the amazing things that this technology can do. And really, with the way things, let's just say, with how wacky things are going to get with the economy within the next few years, given AI is going to really upset a lot of how we do work and probably make a lot of jobs obsolete. I see that more as an opportunity. The example I always give is that you know, things like just the internet in general has upset or changed the economy so much that now is like the first time in history that somebody could be a yoga teacher and make a living, and they're passionate about, you know, being, you know, teaching yoga, or they're passionate about coffee and they can want to, you know, build their life around making coffee content, and, you know, people watch that stuff. And so now we're in a point where I think that the work that people do that's going to be the most valuable to others is going to be around community and around craft. And so the human things that AI can't take away from us. So that's huge in the car culture. There's the community aspect of car clubs, events, gatherings, you know, car meets, racing. And then there's the craft portion, which is, you know, working with your friends, building cars, you know, helping each other get ready for the next race day, or the Cars and Coffee event on Sunday morning, right? And all of these things can now be monetized, because if you're passionate about it and you can build a community around it, or you can be part of a community that is pushing towards a shared goal, why can't you monetize that? Why can't you make a living doing that? And so that's what we're trying to bring to the table. You know, the RWA side is more of like the financial instrument that I think is, as we touched on before, going to unlock a lot of capital. But I think the really exciting thing is going to be the tools and resources that we're building to allow people to make a life, make a living based off of their passion, and you know, monetizing their content, monetizing their race car, or their, you know, their car club. So, you know, this is kind of my Trojan horse to introducing decentralization to a very niche audience.
Man, I love that. That's like the core premise of Base as well, isn't it? That like we're just enabling people to just, you know, take something that was ephemeral, like an idea or like a culture or a vibe or an event, or like a product, or, you know, a company or a group or a charity, and like these types of things can have a real like impact through a tokenization where it becomes pluggable into the new economy in so many different ways. And yeah, I think Enter the Rift is such a huge part of that, Jordan. I think I would love for you to talk about Enter the Rift a lot, about, you know, how that's going to be part of this.
Yeah, so I would love to talk about that, because I mean, that definitely is a big part of our why, and I would say one of the most powerful ways that our protocol interacts with, you know, and provides a tool for creating more commitment, more conviction, more meaning on chain, and that craft, right? Craftability. So one thing that is just so incredible with Rift is that you can take a token that you've been holding and you can turn it into a craftable hybrid NFT, right? A composable NFT that represents storytelling, represents memes, represents culture, can represent, you know, a moment in your life. I mean, it literally can be any type of thing that it activates around, right? Or that you want to put meaning toward. And so, so that kind of like being able to have the ability to do that is unlike anything we've seen, you know, just yet on chain. And it also solves like one of those major problems. Like we have a big problem right now in the space with people getting into a coin, you know, maybe they'll stake it, maybe they'll do something with it, right? But mostly they're just holding it till they get a certain, you know, gain on it. Or maybe they just, you know, they're just going from one thing to the next thing, because we see that all the time as well. And so so the Rift protocol, or the Rift itself, can enable anyone that holds tokens, all holders, to be co-creative around the project. You're not just putting all of that creativity onto the project shoulders, right? The project can come in and they can make, hybrid NFTs and all kinds of different, types of, collections and multimedia assets and everything like that. But the true revolutionary thing is that the whole community can get involved. And so that's a big part of actually what we're going to do with this Christmas campaign. So we just did our Halloween campaign where we had several different projects that were using their token to create hybrid NFTs on our MVP platform. And we had 70 plus projects that were involved. We had 48 actually launch collections because it was, it's kind of new, like doing this kind of thing, where you launch a NFT collection where you can, mint it by wrapping tokens into the hybrid NFT. And that's like your way of minting it, right? And so, but with this Christmas campaign, our biggest thing is, yes, the projects are going to be creating all kinds of cool hybrid NFTs that you can get with tokens and everything like that. I mean, in fact, let's see. I think every project up here was involved in that Halloween campaign except for Titanium Finance, which, for the Christmas one, we'll definitely have to have you be a part of it, man. It's going to be fun. So with this Christmas one is we're really going to be activating the communities in doing arts and crafts on chain. Because think about how many people build a snowman or gingerbread house or, like all these different things that you do for the holidays, especially for Christmas. And now you'll be able to do that on chain, but you'll be able to do it with tokens that you already hold, right? And activate it around the community. And then be able to get, into a very big like giveaway pool, across all our different partners and everything. And of course, some of the tokens that we have for community and incentives, like we have a huge amount of our token supply that is dedicated to community activations, bringing people together, and all those different things. So that's I would say is a big why of what we do. Like we make it so that you can put meaning on chain. Whatever you feel, that you feel is meaningful, you can do it through all these different assets. So it creates infinite amounts or limitless amounts of opportunities for new value creation around those different assets. So hopefully I explained that well.
Yeah, I got a question because this is kind of my first time hearing about like the mechanisms behind your protocol.
Yeah.
So when they mint their NFTs, is that kind of a way to bring buy pressure to their native token, or can they wrap it and then unwrap it and take the token back out? Does it kind of get burnt into the NFT, or it can be removed back out and sold as the native?
Yeah. So for MVP, we have it so you can put tokens in, you can take them out at any point, right? Now, we do have all of the different customizational, features where you can do burns, you can do locks, you can do vesting, you can do multiple tokens inside one. Like on our MVP right now, you can do 3 tokens into one. But on our customization side, because our business model, the way it works is that we have our permissionless products and tools and services, which we have many of those products and services that are coming, right? Because we've been developing since March of last year. So we have our MVP where you can take any ERC20 token on Base, Polygon, ETH, or BSC, and then make hybrid NFT collections from that, right? And then activate your community to get those tokens. You could be a creator that is using a creator coin. There's all these other, ways that you can do that. And that's just like the base use case of what we have. And then we have all of these other products and services. Then we have a second tier where we actually help to launch different hybrid composabilities for NFT collections for these projects, right? So we go a little bit more in depth. Then we have I would say it's like our major tier, and that is we do full customization hybrid tokenomic systems with NFTs, RWAs, AI, integrations, everything around what you could possibly do there. And that's where we work with institutions and enterprises. We work with amazing projects like Driven Labo, right? We work with, and we can literally do pretty much anything around those different types of things. The only thing that we wouldn't want to build is a centralized exchange. That's it, right? So we integrate our protocol at all kinds of different levels, and we create markets and we create technologies for those customizations that don't exist yet, right? So we're doing that with US gold treasuries right now with Global Gold. We're doing that with Driven Labo with, the amazing, incredible things with activating RWAs around collectible, cars and car culture, right? We have several different real estate types of deals that we're working out right now. So then we take it a step further, right? We take it a step further because tokenizing something is that's not in Driven Labo. He understands this. Rex gets it, right? So even when we were working on the build with Rex, he knows that it's not just about tokenizing, it's about creating the whole tokenized experience, right? How is that going to look? How are you going to drive volume? How are you going to drive liquidity? How do you drive attention? So that's a big part of the equation. So we don't just tokenize something and then we're like, hey, here you go. We tokenize stocks, we tokenize the gold or, commodities or what have you. No, we build out the whole entire pie of how that looks and how, from the technological point all the way to the end user, all the way to the, the final product, and then also maintenance and service as well, right? And then another thing that's really important too is that we are constantly thinking about new ways to use the technology. So then we go back to our partners. We're like, hey, this is another thing that we can do. This is another thing that we can do. Even with Rex, right? I think we have 4 different builds that we're thinking of right now, different ways. And that's just the start. And we have a few other projects or clients where it's maybe 11 or 12 builds that we're going to be doing, over 6 months or a year, things like that. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more of an idea of that, we're kind of the composability layer for the new era of on-chain value.
Yeah, sort of. I'll need to really read into it because the way I understand it is I think it's a really cool way to sometimes take the responsibility off the project owners. Yeah. Say a group of holders of a token could come to you and they could create their own NFT collection or something and have that as a way to drive buy pressure to the token or to reduce the supply of the token. I'm not 100% sure I fully get it yet, but yeah.
It does take a little bit of time. It even took time for me. I went down a whole rabbit hole. What I have in my mind, it'd be very hard for most people to understand right now. But that's just because I've been marinating on it, working with teams and, building since March of last year. So, but one point that you made, which is really important, is when it comes to a token, you're thinking about all the different ways that you can create token sinks, but token sinks that matter, right? Yeah. Burning is kind of a means to an end. It's kind of a flash in the pan type of thing, right? So this is actually a mechanism that you can use the tokens. They get taken out of circulating supply. And you can still use that liquidity even if they're in those NFTs, because they actually can be traded, right? So you can trade that NFT and the tokens are inside. And then now you have secondary, trading volume that's not hitting the LP of the token because it's a peer-to-peer OTC liquidity exchange, right?
Yeah.
So we even have projects that are looking at all the ways they can do permissionless like OTCs across, our, and it's more exciting than an OTC desk because it has multimedia assets attached to it, right? So now you have, it could be a PFP, like you have a PFP and you have maybe 15 or 20% of the supplies in the PFPs, and maybe they're vested, maybe they're locked for a certain period of time, maybe they're not, right? So there's a lot of dynamics that you can do there, and then we can apply a revenue stream at every point that there's a transaction. So anytime there's a wrap, you can tax it, or you can put a native fee like ETH fee, and every time there's an unwrap, you can apply a tax on that as well. So you can kind of think of the different incentive structures that you could do around that.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense because, like you meant with the burning, like it doesn't actually bring value to the token to just burn it. Like you could have a token with 100 supply, but it could be 100 terrible tokens that no one wants, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you honestly. So like, a little bit of my lore, I got to run and be one of the co-founders of one of the most successful memes on Polygon called Polydoge, right? Actually, it was the most successful native meme. We had 120 million market cap in the bull run in 2021, right? We burned 15% of the supply. Do you think that we were regretting that when we were sitting at 120 million? Oh, yes, we did regret it. We did. Absolutely. Because we were like, wait a sec. Like, why did we do that? We did it because the community was like, burn, right? And it was my first project, so I didn't know any better. But really, when you look at it, it's like burn for value, right? Burn for value. If you're going to burn, you burn for value. You burn for a value exchange of some kind, right? You don't just destroy that value forever. And so with our protocol, you can do something completely different. It still takes the tokens out of circulating supply because that's actually what you're trying to do with the burning anyway, right? You're trying to limit the amount that can be traded, right? So that, you can hopefully push the price up. And so think about this way too. And I can't wait to see the first project that does this. And maybe it'll be Miggles. Maybe it'll be PSX. Maybe it'll be Driven Labo. Who knows who it's going to be? But imagine if you had 50 or 100 successful hybrid NFT collections that your tokens in, right? So now, I mean, think about that. Think about the activity. Think about the exposure. Think about how all those tokens are out of the circulating supply for those different dynamics. And they're also moving in and out. And it's also an entirely new, entire revenue channel across the board too. So, I mean, there's a lot of possibilities there. I actually got to talk to the Shiba Inu team last year. And I told them a little bit about what we were thinking of doing with this. And they were like, whoa, like how cool would it be if we had 300 creators that made NFT collections, the collateral is our token, right?
Yeah. I've wrapped my head around it. It's really good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's really fun, and it's a very simple way to one up assets like we're talking about, right? It's a very simple way because you just, especially if you have a big community, lots of holders. If they're holding tokens, I mean, if they're not staking them, if they're not doing some other type of thing with them, why not craft with them Why not compose with them? Why not, you know, make all kinds of other ways that they can drive value to the token, and take some of that burden off some of the creative burden off of the project team, right? So
Yeah, and meme coins, meme coins, a lot of the time, they don't even really have a project team, you know what I mean? It's been CTO'd or something like that. So so a lot of the time they're looking for ways to create the second wave of excitement around them, because you know how quick meme coin narratives move nowadays. So yeah.
Oh, I do, and you know, and so go ahead, Perlabs, go ahead.
I was just going to add also, you know, as a CTO team like Miggles is, there's always a need to basically build up the treasury, you know, where you didn't launch something and you don't have supply necessarily. So using hybridized NFTs is an easy way to have a small tax on these and build up the treasury while giving value to holders from kind of like having the tokens locked up, but also creating awesome NFTs that could be used in other ways. You know, across games or whatever, however you want to use those NFTs and the utility around that.
Yeah, exactly. Because the thing about the only difference between a hybrid NFT and a traditional NFT, which traditional NFTs can be used for myriads of different use cases, right? Is just that the hybrid NFT has collateral backing, right? It has some liquidity. It has liquidity from the token, has liquidity from the different pairs that are in it, and then that also gets really exciting because, you know, we can put gold in NFTs, we can put stocks in NFT. I mean, we can compare those things up together and look at all these other ways to activate liquidity that didn't exist previously, right? And so, but yeah, that is another amazing thing is that if you are a CTO team and you do apply like a little tiny, you know, tax to it, right? You're getting those tokens, so you can build up your treasury, but do it in a creative way that's like engaging and fun for the whole community, right? Instead of just sending a wallet and saying, "Hey, here's the marketing wallet, guys. You want to donate some tokens?" You know.
And like when the narrative of the meme coin has kind of passed in some cases, like they're kind of stuck, just, you know, they post picture after picture onto the X and keep the Telegram group going, but they you know, they need more. So it makes sense.
And you can kind of think of it like you can build an entire world, right, of these different multimedia assets that represent that IP, represent that brand, and it's all reinforcing the value of that token, all reinforcing it, right? Or reinforcing the value with that token and partner tokens. So if you go on to app.entertherift.com, you can see some collections that are multi-token collections. Like one in particular, which we can highlight, is the 444, the 4,444 one that is PSX and Create token. So you have to have PSX and Create token to go into that NFT to get that NFT, to collect that NFT, right? And so, So there's that hybrid right now. The one that is coming, you know, very soon, right? That's you know, different mechanism. But the thing is, there's really, really cool ways that you can do on-chain collaboration with hybrid NFTs that that is not just a handshake in an X Spaces, right? And so that's something that's really awesome, is that everyone that was on this stream together, everyone live, we can all collaborate with our tokens by using this protocol and this layer. and that's just scratching the surface. I mean, I haven't even gone into all the other products, all the other verticals, all the other types of things that we're working on.
Jordan, I got a question for you, bro.
Yeah.
How long did it take to get the tech of this all going on base?
Hmm.
Long story short.
Yeah, long story short, it took probably a good 2 to 3 months to really get it get it going, because the big thing, and I'm sure you've noticed some of this, like working on base, is that sometimes the RPCs don't capture all the data, and they don't right? they don't. Yeah, sometimes they don't capture all the data.
Not me.
Yeah. And I'm just saying. But I know they're upgrading the systems. I know they're working on things. But especially when you're building out, because we built out our full entire backend. We built out a backend that we spent, and I'll say how much we spent. We spent probably about $70,000 on our backend, right? So, like, in our backend, we haven't activated everything that's on our backend. Like, we can do NFTs into NFTs, right? We can do 100 plus assets into an NFT, right? There's a lot of features that we can do that we haven't activated through the UI. So as we were testing everything, we ran into different bugs with, being able to track different data points, and so we have to go searching for, what that particular thing is. Even with the Halloween collection, because, I'm fully transparent. We had a few like UI bugs that we had to fix, with what we did with that. And luckily most everyone had a pretty smooth experience, but yeah. So, it's a great question. That's a really great question.
No, it's just like, I feel like the possibilities are endless, to where it's like, okay, he only talked about the merging of two tokens for XY equals Z. What happens if it's like a year from now, base plus ETH gets you thing on Binance and yada yada yada? Like, it's just like, it could be boundless, dude. Like, it's really impressive, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. The way that we're gonna make it more simple and abstracted, especially as it gets even more complicated with the potential composability value sets, is agentic. Making it fully agentic, making it so that it's like BankerBot. You'll be able to ask, it'll be able to hold your hand, it'll be able to take you through, it'll open your mind and expand your horizons to what is possible that you have never thought of before. Because, to be honest, a lot of what we're doing is new meta. It's not something that was ever. If it was done, it was done in very small like niches. It wasn't done as like on a mass scale, the way that we're enabling and making it so that you can do that. And so with AI, that'll make that more possible, because if I want to get a little bit, because you can actually go to our website, anyone that's watching, right, entertherift.com, and you can click on our framework, and you'll see our framework is called Magix. It's multi-dimensional agentic generative infinite composable scalability.
Is there also gatherings?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, we should. Yeah, I love that. And so, and in fact, a little bit more of my lore. I'm a big TCG nerd. Like, I played Magic the Gathering like when it was in like Fallen Empire? Like, what was that? It was like right at alpha, beta, like, right the collection right after that. I had a few alpha and beta cards, because I started playing Magic
Revised?
the Gathering. Yeah, revised edition. Yeah, maybe it was revised edition.
Did you know that they just released a a Final Fantasy edition like a few months back, and like apparently from my friend Shadasa was telling me like the Spider-Man set just came out. I don't do Magic the Gathering, but like I love like Final Fantasy and Spider-Man, so I'm like, okay, I'll buy a pack for the culture.
Bro, you're diving deep into more of my lore, man. Like, okay, so Final Fantasy, that is my favorite gaming IP of all time.
You
There's
hear
no
that?
other.
You hear that? You have to play it at some point.
Yeah, there's no other gaming IP that will touch Final Fantasy for me.
Agreed.
And I'll tell you why. Well, I loved it when I was growing up, of course, like as a kid. And Final Fantasy VII, I mean, I played the daylights out of that, right?
You know, part of the lore behind we created the entire like PSX lore story, and one of the inspirations we chose was Final Fantasy VII, including the plot twist.
Yeah, love that. I love that.
When I experienced this, it made me feel this way, and it made me want to do it more than before. So that's what my thought process or our process was when writing the whole prequel to the story, and then yada yada yada. Yeah.
Oh man, there's just I would say even parts of Rift are inspired by Final Fantasy, and especially just thinking about like so we have a whole storytelling side to Rift that is coming.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's like portals and time travel and all these different things, and I go back to Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X was
Xanarkand?
Yeah, Xanarkand.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, bro. Xanarkand. Oh man, bro. Like that whole storyline of Xanarkand and this seed and like sin and all the other aspects that happen there. Seed was Final Fantasy.
Did you ever play Final Fantasy Rex Titanium?
I've played 14, Final Fantasy 14, for maybe like 20 hours, something like that. Like not very. Not,
yeah, 14 was all right, but just check out 7 or 10 whenever like you made it and you're bored.
Yeah, I'll have the unpopular position here, and I've never played it.
It's okay. It's not a big deal. But what I'll say is,
I was always a racing guy.
Yeah, when you make it
so much now.
Go ahead. Oh, Per Labs. Oh no, I think they got frozen.
Yeah, man, they got frozen.
The Greek food just somehow hit. All right, let's see.
They're in the litter box.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah.
No, I was just gonna drop it's so funny talking about Final Fantasy because it really like just growing up playing Final Fantasy 7, 8, 10, like those were pivotal to just like growing up and really just learning a lot about just like gaming in general. But it's just kind of funny because we I don't want to drop too much alpha, but I said we're working a lot with Japan, and there might be something coming down the pipeline related to Final Fantasy.
Square Enix, Ed Biggles collab. Don't confirm or deny it, dude, but just make me want to believe that, whether it's true or not, dude.
Yeah,
it's not too far.
Well, and that's just beautiful because one thing that's really amazing about the storylines that Final Fantasy always makes is they always make storylines where it's gathering community and for a greater cause. It's always about something like that, right? The good versus evil, right? And so I'll just say a real quick story, and interestingly enough, it is the Marine Corps birthday today. So November 10th it's the Marine Corps birthday. 250 years the United States Marine Corps has been around now. Pretty crazy.
That's nuts, dude.
Yeah, but I served 8 years in the United States Marine Corps, And so and it does tie into Final Fantasy because I was in Iraq in 2005, and we blew up mines, IEDs, as a machine gunner, and it was definitely an experience, right? Like, I mean, just crazy. And so, what do I do right before we're about to leave Iraq? Like, they give us like 3 days. So they give us 3 days. They're like, all right, 3 days, you guys literally don't have to do anything. Like, you don't have to go on missions. You can do literally anything that you want. And very rare in the military that they give you that kind of opportunity. And so my buddy, he had his PlayStation 2, and he had Final Fantasy X, right? And so that's what I did, man. I played Final Fantasy X, bro. Like, it was some of the best therapy I could ever have while like decompressing from war. It was like the best. I attribute some of the reason of why I don't have as crazy a PTSD as some of the other guys I went overseas with is because of Final Fantasy X.
That's a win right there, dude.
Yeah.
That's seriously a win, dude. I feel you on that.
Yeah, man. I mean, I cried, I laughed, I took it all in. I was in Xanarkin. I was playing Blitzball, bro. Like, I was in there, man.
Dude, like, no cap, bro. Like, maybe like a Blitzball riff, micro token combination. Like, you get these 4 tokens, you get a Blitzball NFT, and like you get XYZ, yada yada.
Oh yeah, that would be so sick. That'd be so sick. I know. I actually, so here's another amount of lore here. I actually almost created a project on Polygon that was Blitzball. That it was like a kind of like a Blitzball derivative game.
That'd been fire.
Yeah. We almost went to production with that. Yeah. So yeah, it was fun. But I see that Pearl Labs had to drop off for but man, they were dropping some alpha right there. They're dropping some alpha on the Final Fantasy side.
Hey, you got a hint.
Yeah.
All it means is accumulate, support, and you better not be someone else's EL, dude. Support, bro. Like, I get it, dude.
Yeah, all the way. Ryan, what about your experience with Final Fantasy, man?
Dude, I love Final Fantasy. Like, I wish I have had time in my life to play more of it. All I've been able to do is literally just like watch people play the Final Fantasy games, or play like similar games throughout like my earlier childhood before I had a PlayStation, because I had Nintendo games growing up. So I didn't like have Final Fantasy like in its like raw form. I only had like Crystal Chronicles, you know what I mean? I didn't have like the real Final Fantasies. So like, but I was always like I loved Final Fantasy 7 and the big sword. Like, I was like, ooh, it's the big sword, I want to play that game. So I would definitely play at my friend's house, like to play like the initial levels, or like to get through, like, but I didn't ever get to play like the full game until I was like an adult and playing it like as an emulator. But like, honestly, man, RPGs has inspired so much of like my like game design and development like quest to like create something that's like an RPG across all of life. Like, I want to gamify all of life. I want it to be like an RPG. Like, you know what I mean, dude? I want like everything we're doing right now is just like gamifying life and making it fun and just like making it a game. And like, there's discoveries and portals that you can go through to like discover new creative stuff that like new people are making, and they gamify it in their ways. And like, if there's ways that we can like create support structures that all of that can just be linked together in a way that like you can just hop from world to world and it's just like seamless and anybody can build anything. That's always been my dream. And like, before I could build my game, I needed to make something that like we needed to be together on something. All of us as builders, we needed to figure out like what is the glue that binds us together so that we can build something that like we're all going to be part of, that will actually be interconnected, that you really can hop between worlds, like that anyone's building will be possible. And Base has been the place to grow that and to start it and the foundation of it. And the builders on it have been building the rails, and now the rails are built and the creators are here and we're uniting together. And like, it's absolutely the time that I'll finally be able to lay back and make my game and start building my game that I've been dreaming for years, bro, dude. Like, I'm so excited. Like, we're gonna be implementing all the pods from GameStop days. Like I minted 1,111 pods back in the day. Like, and those are all moving from Loopring Layer 2 down to Ethereum mainnet, and like we're making those available to like all the founding collection of the 4444. And there's such a history behind all of the people on this team, and everyone here is such a game designer at heart. Like, even if you're not in the game design industry, you love the mechanics of game design, and you love to, you know, like put together like these like little quests that are on crypto or in your socials that, you know, like lead people around to like have tinfoil theories about what's next about the building of our society, you know, or like what's next about like this cool little thing that we're about to drop that, like, you know, let's drop some hints and breadcrumbs across the world for people to follow and discover and unlock. And like, because that's the coolest thing is like when you feel like you discovered it yourself and it's just for you. Like, it was just built there right for you. It's speaking to you from the video game's code, and it's like, you know, from the heart of the developer right to you as the person who's like, you know, just unlocked it. It's so amazing what's possible. And like, that's really going to be like the end all be all of like my life is just building fun games like on this network that we're building together. Like, I'm just so looking forward to retiring as a game designer, like with like Rift integrations and all these like amazing loot boxes and cool things that we can do. Man, I've just been excited like for so long to do this with you and everybody, and like this is really just it, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's a really special time, and yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Like, I would say that some of the most innovative minds in crypto are gamers. They just
Vitalik.
They just get it right. Like, yeah, of course. I mean, Ethereum, you know, it comes from a gamer's mind, right? So, yeah, it's really, really quite something.
I believe Satoshi was a gamer. I highly believe Satoshi is a gamer.
Oh, I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all, because the way that gaming economies work, I mean, it's very much the way that we're kind of like headed with crypto, you know, and like nothing excites me more than being able to play a game and actually own the value that I spent, right? Like the time I spent, the resources I spent. I mean, think about how much. I mean, I won't go into that lore. There's just too much, But I met a girl that was like a ER nurse, trauma nurse, and she made really good money. But she was playing this game called Alliance versus Empire on mobile, and she spent probably $20,000 a month just to be on the top of leaderboards, right? But the thing is, all of those packs that she bought, all the different skins, everything, she could not ever like really transfer that value to somebody, right? Like, and it didn't even have compounding value effects. It wasn't like you could see the value of that with like a chart, you know, like you could in on chain, and then be able to trade it or fractionalize it, or, you know, other types of ways that you can unlock liquidity. But I do see in the future that the whole gaming industry will be here. They absolutely will be here, because gamers will demand it once they understand what the value propositions are. They will be here. They absolutely will be. And
oh, sorry, you go.
Yeah, no worries. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, you know, there's already basically like economies in games that like it could very easily be improved by crypto. I mean, you look at the CS2 economy. That was big news lately. I mean, I think they like somehow like messed it up and lost like a few billion in total valuation overnight. You know, there's just a lot of these game economies that from our minds in crypto we can immediately see how they'd be made so much easier and better if it was built on blockchain. But yeah, I think that there's just from the game development side there's this connotation of crypto that is not exactly true. That like, you know, if a crypto game is if there's a crypto game, like it's just everyone playing it for money or something like that.
Right.
But
Yep.
it just needs to be done in the right way.
It does.
Once it just needs to happen once, and then it's off.
Per Labs, you guys have
Well,
been talking with.
You also
huge
can't
IPs.
call.
Go
I
ahead.
think,
Oh.
I think even just removing the word crypto, that has such a bad connotation, and like ultimately now the abstraction and the technology is there where as long as the distribution is there, like you have that abstraction, you can get on Steam now, and ultimately you just have to create a good game that where it could have on-chain elements, but you kind of manage those in a different way.
Yeah.
So you have a little bit of separation there, but ultimately, if you create a fun game that that has that interoperability, you know, maybe you can bring in assets from different games, like, you know, like why in Call of Duty do I have to buy the same freaking gun skin every single version? It's like I should be able to move that across. Not just Call of Duty, but like even have like value for it in other games. Like you could have that mapping, and you don't have to overcomplicate it, but that mapping could be there where you can bring value to certain assets, depending on kind of where you are and what you own.
Yeah.
Personally, I think what needs to happen is a game needs to first be made and congregate a community that are there for the fun of the game without the crypto yet, and then they need to add the crypto aspect into it through that community that's already there for the game, and for that community to see like how it functions and everyone to see the success.
Yeah,
Because-
or
yeah.
make it where it has the crypto built in from the beginning and nobody knows that it's crypto, and then you announce later on, you're like, oh, by the way, all those assets you've been collecting, well, check out this marketplace, or you know, they're usable over here too. They're like,
yeah.
wait, what?
That's the way. That's the way the Pudgy Penguins team did with Pudgy Party, right? So like Pudgy Party, at first they didn't say anything, right? And it was like one of the top trending in the world for like party games and stuff like that, right? And then they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, those are NFTs, right? Those actually have value, by the way. Like if you collected those." And so, and it works really well. Like a lot of people were like, "What, really?" You know. And so, but yeah, they kind of like surprised everyone. I mean, I was thinking that they were gonna put on-chain rails in it. I mean, why wouldn't they, right? But for anyone that was new to crypto, yeah, they had no idea. So now they even have the marketplace on there. So they had like the marketplace was kind of abstracted at the beginning. So if you were a crypto native person, you could find it. You'd know, okay, cool, I can go to marketplace and trade skins and everything. But at first they didn't even put it like on the dashboard, right? So yeah,
it's smart.
Yep. So
That's kind of, I mean, Reddit had the best case study of kind of that, and I'm pretty sure Pudgy kind of looked at that where you know, Reddit came out with NFTs, never used the word NFT or blockchain or anything. And you have, I mean, you go on Reddit and everyone was a crypto hater at that time. Yet they somehow were able to, you know, get these NFTs into people's hands, and there was no hate around it, just by the way that it was presented and marketed and handled via, like, you know, ultimately like a wallet experience that didn't feel like a wallet experience.
Yeah, Reddit is. I mean, they did such a phenomenal job. I mean, I remember back, you know, when I was a Polygon maxi, and you know, because that's where most of that activity happened. And I mean, the amount of communities that came out of that were not crypto native at all, and then found out about crypto, and then formed these the massive communities around Reddit, and then the artists that got activated around that as well, and got to get some of that upside, and the different creator fees and the different drops. And I mean, it was really, really, really inspiring to watch how they rolled that all out. It's kind of unfortunate that they decided to kind of sunset most of that, but yeah, they did a really good job. I remember people coming into our Telegram saying like, hey, I just got some Polydoge, and I got it because I spent $10 on this NFT, and it was worth like $2,500, right? Because they got one of the rare collectible Reddit NFTs. And so I mean, people did really good on a lot of those. Yeah, with the different incentives and everything. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, but Spike, I see that you're gonna have to go. Did you want to give any last closing thoughts?
No, I just want to say thank you guys for one, making the time for everyone to participate in this, and then the second thing too, dude, is like, yeah, my doggo wants some attention. I don't know what's up with him. He never does this, dude. And then the other thing too, dude, is like, it's a pleasure meeting you guys. Like, there's a few of you I have seen from On-Chain Summit from before, and there's a few people that I've never met before. So like, it's a pleasure, and names to faces and names to spaces, right? So like, yeah, I can't thank you enough, Jordan, dude. And like, we're here to support each other, and I'm here to support you in any capacity. And yeah.
Hey, outstanding, man. I mean, we're just gonna keep cooking all together, and it's yeah. I mean, a lot of the conversations that we've had tonight, it's just kind of introducing people, to what we're all doing together, right? And how this is all gonna add value to each individual project and all of us collectively. And so it's it's beautiful that we get to have the agency, and that we get to be a part of it, and that we get to, find every possible way that we can, plug in, right? So, I hope your doggo can have plenty of. Oh, look, so adorable, like right there. Yeah. What's his name? What's his name?
Bear, but his full name is Bear Bartholomew.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, he's just looking at you with those puppy dog eyes, just like, hey, love.
He's looking at you.
Pet me.
He's looking at you with those "I want a cheeseburger" eyes.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, dude, I don't even want to get into the beginning of it. Like, if I get a cheeseburger, he's getting one too. Like, and like,
oh man,
he's like close to 12 years old, and
Yeah.
like he looks like he's 7. What's the secret? And what I tell people? Cheeseburgers, because if you eat them, so can they. Dude, I'm trying to hype you up, bro.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Man, you're making me want a cheeseburger right now. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Burger King after this. Actually,
after this stream, I'm gonna probably tell my wife, hey, like, what do you want from Wendy's? Like, right?
Dude, literally, man, like cheeseburgers make the world go around, along with glizzies. But yes, I digress.
Yeah.
We'll talk later, and then yeah, if I don't hear from you guys the rest of the night, have an awesome rest of your night, and take care, man.
Same, bro.
Yeah.
Same. All right. We'll see ya.
have a good one, guys.
Okay. Well, we actually we have been going for almost 2 hours now, guys. So if we want to kind of start wrapping it up, I know that several of us, it's kind of like dinner time. That cheeseburger, man, that's calling my name right now.
Same,
So,
bro.
You gotta have the fuel to the
I think
fire.
I'm gonna go ahead and get a cheeseburger right now. Actually,
Oh, nice. Okay. All right. It's cheeseburger night. It's cheeseburger night at the agency. Awesome. Oh, cool. We got a real world Arabica. I think that's how you say it, right? Arabica. But yeah, I think they're doing RWAs with coffee. So yeah, great to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in. We're about to end this, but it is recorded, so everyone can go back and see everything. Oh, I see that Creatress, she's a XR, like AR, like performance artist and everything like that. Like,
Hey, Creatress.
she's incredible. So I see her. She just said GM, and then
Love you, Creatress. Good luck on that
yeah.
event. I hope it went well if it already happened.
Oh, you're welcome for all the alpha. We're here to drop it. We're definitely alpha leakers around here. Every single one of us, I would say. But yeah, so all right, let's get into closing statements. Let's first go with Rex.
All right. Well, what is there to say? Just thanks for having me on here. And sorry, I glazed over on the Final Fantasy talk. It's something I don't know much about.
No problem, bro.
But yeah, it's a good chat, and looking forward to working more with you guys. We definitely have some exciting things coming from both Rift and Ryan. They're both building some amazing things for us in the back end right now. So can't wait to start to share those and drop that alpha. If you've been paying attention to some of our spaces, you'll know I've already been dropping that alpha, but to save time, I won't do that here for now. Just know that we've got some cool shit in the works. I don't know. I'd just say, give us a follow. Hey, give everybody here on this panel a follow, and because we're all building some amazing things. And we'll see you next conversation.
Outstanding. Thank you, Rex. And yeah, like he said, there's a lot coming over with Driven Labo. So pay attention, get your notifications on, follow their accounts, join the community. Everyone loves cars. I mean, I think everybody does, right? Like, I mean,
it's a gradient, but most people appreciate them.
I think most people do at some level, right? I mean, if you see a Lambo going down the street, you're gonna look at it and go, "Dang, that's a Lambo. That looks really nice."
Yeah.
Yeah. So, or like old collectible cars, like especially during the summertime, they're out roaming around, but then they'll be able to unlock that liquidity.
That's right. Yeah.
Not just
pretty soon.
Yeah.
Lots of people will be able to unlock liquidity in a lot of different ways. So yeah, definitely come check out our Discord community, the Labo. And yeah, we're doing some fun activations there. We just today started our Buster Points again. So basically we're rewarding our most active members for showing up and providing value and sharing and keeping the space dynamic. So we just announced that, I think while I was on this show with you, that we're going to be doing a member of the week recognition every Friday, and a lot more interesting ways to earn Buster points, which are redeemable one-to-one for Buster within the server. So I've actually been sitting here kind of typing away, working on our next activation while we've been chatting. So yeah, go check it out.
Awesome. I mean, you gotta multitask in this space, man. It's 24/7.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, definitely check that out. And then another thing real quick is if you want to get a really amazing Halloween hybrid NFT collection that is on our Rift platform right now, Driven Labo has one of the best ones to collect. And because it has perpetual utility, you get into the activated giveaway pool for next Halloween even, right? So like there's a lot of cool things, so you definitely should check it out.
We used the Halloween event as a way to tease something that's coming out soon. So within the Driven Vehicles app, we're going to be releasing our public profiles or garages. And users will be able to customize the garage where you can see all of their tokenized vehicle collection. So the background is, you can swap it out and kind of customize it, make it your own. So our Halloween collection was the first garage background NFT that we are releasing, and we'll be doing a bunch more.
I'm
And
gonna
then
drop a link to it because I see people saying, "Hey, drop the link," and so I'm like, "All right, let me find that."
yeah, it's
There it
it's
is.
Buster's Haunted Garage
The
with the
Ghost
ghost cars.
Drifters, baby. That's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. All right.
Yeah, and then as Jordan mentioned, holding that NFT is going to get you access to a giveaway every Halloween, and so we'll probably be doing holiday themed garage, like garages for every holiday, and then so every time we do that, there will be a giveaway that we'll do associated with each of these holidays to kind of keep things fresh and also give you a reason to keep your Buster wrapped in the NFT and hold the value there while also getting value in the app and value on those special days.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to the Christmas one, man.
Me too.
Looking forward to it. Okay, all right. Closing statements by Titanium Finance. Oh, actually, Perlabs, go ahead. Go ahead, Perlabs, because I saw you just unmute.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna jump in. I gotta hop off in just a second, but yeah, I just wanted to thank you, Jordan, thank everyone for just the amazing conversations, and really just excited for kind of everything that we're doing, either already together or soon to be, together. Doing a lot of cool things on District and with the ICM markets. We kind of kicked off a new category of ICM called IP Capital Markets. It's a massive opportunity. Like, IP is a $17 trillion industry. So like there's so much IP that can be brought on chain. And IP doesn't need to have so much hate around it. Like, I'm sure people have seen kind of like Jack Dorsey saying like kill IP law and all these things. I don't think it's about killing people's ownership of their work, but more about programmable IP and creating a whole IP kind of like, IP capital markets where the fees of the trading actually go back into building up the IP. Mm-hmm. So a lot of fun stuff, I think, or I know is coming down the pipeline. Miggles and Pearl Labs are going to be kind of leading the charge on that front. And really happy that other people are going to be kind of tapping in and helping us push this narrative, and not just push it to base, but push it to other parts of Web3 and the more traditional space. Because when you talk about IP, there's traditional IP that you want to bring on chain, but something that's closer to our hearts is there's a lot of amazing emerging IP that has always kind of sprung up in the Web3 space. And unfortunately, when you have kind of like IP that is tied to price going up or price going down, and that community gets hit hard when price goes down, like kind of our thesis from the beginning was to build real, like, for lack of a better term, real shit around these communities, so people can actually can kind of use the whole pudgy kind of pudgification of their own IP and actually build a real brand around it. So really,
I love that word, pudgification. I love that. Did you invent that just now?
We did. I'd like to say we invented it, but not just now. It was a little bit ago. We've been using that on calls and stuff, and it just really resonates with people. But it's not just using the Pudgy playbook, because the Pudgy playbook is very specific to Pudgy. It's really, but it's about building stuff that the community wants. Like, like we're working with an IP, and we're going to be creating like pet products and children's books around that IP, and also helping them get on chain to use on chain for what it's good for them, which is like a reward system. So, everyone is going to have different needs, and it's about finding those needs and filling those holes using blockchain tech to do so.
Dude, I can't wait to be delivering some like really amazing opportunities to like the tech that you guys are building just across this entire network. Like, that's what I'm most looking forward to. Like, all these builders like yourselves that are building these amazing things, and just being able to just have like students from universities and cities and like creators from all around the world that just like want to be part of these amazing techs, and just like plugging in and like these IPs and brands and partnerships that we can just deliver in and just make amazing thing happen, dude.
Yeah, I 100% agree, and really excited to kind of like tap into your guys' tech and network, and everyone just work together. All the industry is so big that the whole like, oh, there's not enough liquidity. I think that's bullshit, because when it comes down to it, like there's just so much money that and so much like actual real value that is going to flow on chain, and we're all kind of at the we're all at right in front, front row for it all. So we should all work together to get it done. And it goes way deeper. Like, there's like talks of like, we're talking about like helping revitalize towns in Japan and all kinds of stuff. That, IP is kind of like, it's very important. Like ultimately, like, the whole meme cycle, like it's not necessarily about the memes themselves. It's about an attention economy, and like, IP is a big part of that, right? It's like creating value around something that people resonate with, and using that to pairing that with utility and creating real shit. So,
and it's even more important in this this age of AI creation, right? Because we have a lot of AI slop, right? There's just everywhere, and it's gonna get even crazier. So being able to have like really curated human driven IPs, and I'm not saying that they can't use AI technology, right? But I'm just saying that the types of IPs that you're talking about are like your high class, right? High tier, high level IPs, and brand design and storytelling and user experiences and everything. So we need a lot more of that. We need a lot more of that. It's gonna, cut through all that noise, right?
Yeah, 100%. And Rex, I think it was Rex who said it earlier, and he hit it right. Hit the nail right on the head, which is like, what ends up like differentiating you is how you're able to connect to community and build community, and you have personality around kind of that work. So like AI by itself can't produce that. So, it's about, creating value, creating cool shit, but like also just like working together, having personality, having people actually rally behind stuff around like real human innovation.
Amen. And that's another reason why it's so important, to do live streams like we're doing right now, and having these real conversations, and we're not having AI, like pushing all that information out, right? Like there's something that's very special about the connection of just like real and genuine conversation. And we like the way that everything has gone tonight, right? Like we just all organically have been able to share and expand on and like mind meld, and so that's just been really beautiful. And that's something that AI it can't do, right? It can't do that. So
yeah, and that's what actually like, that's also why base is awesome. Base events have really tried to change kind of like how we all connect at these quote unquote blockchain events. Like it's like there's definitely blockchain events where you walk around and it's literally just like like businesses trying to sell shit to businesses, and there's like no personality. But like the base events have been real game changers in terms of like actually like connecting as builders, events that actually make sense, like really just having fun together. Like that's the best way to actually like start a business, is to like who you're working with. And
yeah that's true.
And they've really
That's
been able to tap into that. And like I know that going into 2026 they're gonna lean in on a lot more of these really cool events that we're talking to also help to build those up. But I'm sure I'm gonna see a lot more of you guys at different events around the world.
Absolutely, man. Yep,
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we got a really fun year ahead of us. I mean, be interesting to see how long prolonged this cycle is going to be, right? I mean, it kind of got taken off of its rails a little bit. Like everyone thought right now it'd be like, like previous things, but I mean, we might hit a super cycle, right? I mean, but I digress. So let's have Titanium Finance give your last closing statements. I know last closing statements. We've been going like 20 minutes on these. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so some closing statements, and then we'll have Ryan, and then I guess I'll finish it out, and I'll try to be really quick myself.
Yeah, perfect. It's been great. Like having everyone. I mean, I can tell everyone here like really cares about what they're building and is really dedicated to their specific niche. And like it's great to see. It's great to see. When there was the meme cycle earlier, in early like late 2024 and things like that, I wasn't bearish or anything like that, but I definitely like where I see the lower cap tokens going. In terms of like a lot of ICM and a lot of people just starting off small things and building it up and taking their community with them. So yeah, and if you guys want to check out, if you guys want institutional yields, if you guys want access to usually capital gated investments or anything like that, definitely check out Titanium Finance. We're pre-launch. We're about to enter our campaign and our launch on District. So yeah, thanks everyone. That's about it for me. Thanks.
Well, thank you, and it's been great, getting to know you a little bit more, and learning getting to meet the face behind Titanium Finance, because I've had information sent to me so that I could learn about what you guys are doing and how we can potentially work together. But yeah, it's awesome to get to meet you. What you're passionate about. What the why and all those other aspects. So it's been awesome having you, man, and your different insights and everything. And so so with PSX, closing thoughts.
Yeah. Hey guys, sorry I haven't been a bit chatty here. I've just been working on the back end on the collection here, just trying to make sure it's all the portals and all of that are ready. Sorry about that. But yeah, just wanted to say thank you guys for even having me up here. And I really do wish I was able to talk a little bit more about things. All the conversations were very, very interesting. I had a lot to say, but just had to keep that sort of in my mind so I could just continue working. So sorry. But yeah, guys, thank you again.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. And we have plenty more times that we'll be able to, get all your different takes and things that you were thinking about. And so that the community, and all the public can get to know and everything. So it's been awesome to have you here as well. And then Ryan.
Yo, what's up, dude?
Yeah,
ready
man.
To close this out?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to go get a cheeseburger.
Let's get our cheeseburgers, but first, let's make a quick calling out to everyone's listening to challenge themselves to create something, to build something, and to join this amazing network. Join this network of opportunities on Base. Join this network of opportunities in the agency, on Rift, Titanium Finance, PSX, Driven Labo, Miggles, Per Labs, all of the folks that you saw talking tonight, and all the builders that we're connected to in this massive network called the agency. There's amazing things that are happening, and come and be part of it with us, because it's an open, decentralized network, and it rewards those who are building in it.
I couldn't say it better myself, Ryan. And yeah, so we just appreciate everyone coming and taking some time out of your day to listen to these amazing projects and all the things that we're doing with the agency and Rift and everyone else, and how we're interconnecting, how we're compounding value, how we're plugging in, and how we're being that example of PvE, right? We are here to lift everyone up together and provide the different tools for the creator economy, the new economy that is coming, that we're forging today. We're forging on Base, we're forging on other chains. And so I guess my closing thoughts would be definitely be ready for the Rift TGE. Be ready for all of the different announcements that are coming out from us. We are pushing to launch our TGE this month. We have several different rounds that are coming with different whitelist campaigns. We have our airdrop campaigns that are coming. So go to entertherift.com, learn more about who we are, what we're doing, and become a drifter. Join us on this journey. Join us on the journey of being able to take your assets and turn it into crafting materials, and what that looks like, because it's really exciting. It's a really exciting new world and opportunity. And we're doing that in AI, NFTs, tokens, and RWAs. And so we just appreciate you again for coming, and thank you guys for taking time. And it's been an amazing conversation. Go enjoy those cheeseburgers, and we're going to be signing off.
Thanks, guys.
Peace,
All right.
guys.
The end, guys.
Thank you.